Alright, jammers. Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of hypertrophy, which is just a fancy way of saying how to make your muscles bigger, aka getting you absolutely yoked. I'm talking sleeves popping, friends start querying if you're actually a natty or not kind of growth. We're going to cover what hypertrophy actually is, how it works, and how to train for it without wasting hours in the gym, because no one actually needs a 6-day split called Project Quadzilla. We're also going to help you avoid falling into the usual gym bro myths like you must train to failure every set or you're a coward, or the overcomplicated biohacker routines that make you feel like you need a $10,000 recovery pod and a blood test before you can even touch a dumbbell. So if you want bigger, stronger muscles without it training turning into a full-time job or a cult initiation, stick around and let's get jamming.
Let's change our topic.
Yeah, bloody oath.
Let's do how to get jacked.
All right, but we'll go full science, full
Okay.
scientist hypertrophy.
With a time limit.
Yes.
Sick.
All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
What's up, jammers?
What's up, jammers?
Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking all things hypertrophy.
Whoa. Big word.
What is it?
Is it just getting jacked?
Yeah, basically.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
So, I
Fancy.
mean, hypertrophy training is just any sort of resistancy type training, which will unpackage what that looks like.
Yeah.
That just builds our muscles.
Yeah. Nice.
It's pretty sweet.
That's great. And swole?
Yeah, swole, yoked, all those words.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Whichever one tickles your fancy, I reckon.
I love.
So, I suppose there's 3 different mechanisms how our muscles get bigger
Yes.
from training them.
Yeah.
You've got mechanical stress, so it's like the actual use of your muscles when you're going through like a range of motion.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're shortening into lengthening,
Yep.
that sort of mechanical tension, which is why we need some sort of resistance
Yeah.
to work
external
against.
load. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it could be body weight, resistance
yeah.
bands,
It could be. Yeah.
just those old dusty twist lock dumbbells you got in the
In the
in
garage.
the garage. That's probably rusty as, and bloody
Yeah.
nearly everyone has them. Although even, I mean, lightweights work too. Those old Kmart, maybe they're pink or something.
The pink
Yeah.
plastic
Yeah,
kettlebells.
yeah, true.
Love.
Facts.
Yeah.
So that's one mechanism.
Yes.
I mean, another one we have is probably muscle damage.
Mhm.
So we get little micro tears when we use our muscles.
Yep.
Especially if we're doing resistance training over time, we can like create those little tears from the training,
Yep.
and then they recover,
Yep.
and it provides that stimulus for our muscles to go, hey,
You
if
need
this
to
is
adapt.
happening often, I need to get bigger.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
it also comes with a bit of extra strength too, which is pretty cool.
That is great. Yeah.
And then our final mechanism.
Ooh, metabolic stress.
Oh, that's a nice one.
That's a nice word.
Yeah, it
Yes.
sounds lovely.
But that's essentially the like burning little sensation.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, I can feel my muscles. Like I need to. Like I'm so close to needing to stop.
Yeah.
So that.
Or as
is
the
also
kids
good.
say, getting a pump.
Is that the one that means getting a pump?
Yeah, bloody oath.
Oh.
What one would it be?
I don't know. I just like the idea of like the burning sensation.
Yeah, fair
I don't
enough.
go for the pump, Sam. I go for the feeling sometimes.
Yeah, look, chasing a pump probably isn't the most effective way to build muscle, but
I
it
don't
does
either.
feel pretty good.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
we're really surface level like human beings.
Just chase that
And
pump.
we just want aesthetic, which is completely fine as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Come on now.
everyone likes to look good.
Yeah, well, for my like running events,
Yeah.
part of the motivation to keep up the strength training is probably for the race day photos. For your
Fair.
delts
Yeah.
biceps
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
photos.
Finish
So,
line, little tank, little arms
Yeah,
going across.
do a little flex.
Little flex.
Yeah. Well,
We
it's not
love
little
it.
flex because you do hypertrophy training and that's a big flex, but
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's the 3 mechanisms
Yes.
then, and they all
so that's
help.
probably helpful.
Yep, they all
Yep.
help to promote muscle growth.
Yes,
essentially.
correct.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I guess the ways we'd measure hypertrophy would be whether it's circumference of the muscle, so whether
Yes.
it's over your quad or your bicep or something like that, you'd
Yep.
see like growth over time.
Yep.
Other ways you could do that is like jumping on some sort of electrical impedance machine, like what we have in Footscray. So
Yeah.
we have the in-body scanner, and that can
Yes.
give you a measure of body mass,
Mhm.
a body mass in terms of like muscle mass and then fat mass breakdown.
Yes.
So
yeah.
you'd see that muscle mass increase over time from
Yeah.
engaging in
Yeah. It's
hypertrophy
pretty
training.
detailed too. Like for the sake of like breaks up your limbs and trunk and that type of thing. So
it's almost like, it gives you almost an estimate of circumference as well.
Yeah.
I mean, older school type things are like your skin fold testing.
Yep.
Give you an idea of muscle mass and body fat and that sort of stuff. And
we love it. Yeah. I guess leading on from that then, I get asked quite a lot, and we have chatted about this.
Yeah.
What is the difference between, I guess, strength training versus hypertrophy? So I think it's worth us breaking down slight differences.
Yeah.
Happy for me to
I think too, maybe we also just define...
Yes.
So we've probably got resistance training, which is the main like umbrella. And then within that, if we branch off, we've got hypertrophy training, or we can say getting yoked training, getting jacked, whatever training. And then we've got like getting strong training or like training for strength.
Absolutely.
But for sure, if you want to...
Absolutely. Yeah. So if we then go off to the strength training side of it first, that is looking at more your maximal force output, essentially. So that'll be measured through like your bigger lifts with how much can you lift once or 3 times, something like a deadlift off the ground.
So repetition max.
For people listening. And then from a hypertrophy perspective is everything you just mentioned. So circumference measurements or how big the muscle actually is. Other differences between the two as well is obviously the loads and the weights change depending on which one we're aiming for. Rest time between your sets also changes. I think what else do we have? Frequency, not as... is it not? I wouldn't say it's not as. I think it's just across the week.
Yeah, I think too, like, so if we break down further some of the more differences of those different, like, I guess training parameters. Yeah. Like your strength training is going to be like way closer to your 1 repetition max. Like
always.
Because that's the task, isn't it? It's like you want to shift that weight as like efficiently and as powerfully as possible.
Yeah.
So there's also probably a bit more of the skill acquisition and just like that nervous system adaptation to like lifting the heavy loads.
Yeah.
And sometimes like some of the gains too is just like perfecting a technique. So it's like your deadlift form, if you can really fine tune that.
Yes.
So it's like someone might adopt a sumo lift because that's easier for them, or you see in like powerlifting comps, like people really getting an arch
that
back.
Weird,
so it's like that might not be a really efficient way to build muscle, but for strength, being able to reduce the range of motion and really just shift the weight as like as powerfully as possible and efficiently, that's a lot more relevant to your strength training versus hypertrophy training.
Yep, fully agree.
Do you get both from one another?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah. So there's always crossover.
There is always crossover, but I think from a people coming in to clinic perspective, I always get asked in the group classes at least, why are you making me do 4 sets instead of like I was fine doing 3 sets of 15. I was increasing it to 20. It's like, oh, okay. And then like, why did you change me to 4 sets of 8? Like, that's so different. It takes me so much longer. So I think this is a good one to just break down what the difference is and why we might program something differently for you guys and depending on your goals and that type of thing as well. But
so how would that differ then? So like, yes, if strength training, you're probably shifting heavier loads.
Yeah.
How does that then impact sort of your rest period?
You'd be taking longer rest periods between your sets to recover, because again, when you go into your set, you want to be lifting as optimally as possible or as heavy as possible, so your muscles need a really decent break.
How long of a break?
3 to 5 minutes is what I'm usually giving.
For the old phosphocreatine stores to replenish.
Oh, jeez. This is your jam. You can throw out the big words in this one.
Exercise scientist type vibes. But, well, that's your like short-term sort of energy, but it does take that sort of passive recovery to achieve that. So then that's when I found too in the clinic, like you start prescribing a bit more strength-focused tasks, or it is maybe if it's even like something that replicates maybe activity of daily living, like getting up off the floor. If that's really taxing, and it's like maybe you're getting 1 to 2 reps, it's probably a lot more to do with the strength.
Yep.
And again, you can see there's skill acquisition in there, finding the most efficient way.
Yeah.
But you're going to be pretty gassed. And you're going to need... you might need that long time to actually recover to perform at that capacity again.
Well, absolutely.
Whereas the difference between then your hypertrophy training, it's probably like you might need like a minute.
I was going to say, I don't think it matters too much, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's more about getting the load and the reps in and across the week rather than 30 seconds to a minute. It's like, cool, whenever you feel ready to go again, go for it. Yeah.
I'd say like definitely take 30 seconds, or we're probably not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that ties into probably the next point of intensity.
Yes.
So when it comes to selecting loads, so I think we've really established strength training is like, it's sort of lower repetitions, it's shifting the weight as efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
But for something like building muscle, so that hypertrophy training, what type of intensity, or how do we know that we're training hard enough to stimulate the muscle to grow?
Yeah, I think the guidelines are mostly, like, I think we're talking 30 to 70% from a 1 rep max perspective. But again, efficiency-wise, you'd probably be wanting to lift on the higher level of that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be doing like 100 reps of 1 kilo extensions.
Yeah. So why could technically 100 repetitions of something still be effective for growth? Like, is there a certain feeling we need to chase, or is there a certain...
Yeah, you'd be training for failure.
Okay.
More so.
Yeah.
So if you did 100 and 100 takes you to failure, you'd be still stimulating the muscle enough to want to repair itself.
Yeah.
And grow, essentially, ongoing. Yeah.
Just doesn't sound like the most time efficient.
I don't think so.
Especially when our major barrier is like being time poor. I think like... And
Agreed.
that's why I discuss, I think, with clients. It's like, oh, do I really have to lift more? It's like, well, you know, in your program, you've kind of been doing like 15, 20 reps here. I think we could be a bit more time efficient, and it shows that, your muscles have built to this capacity now. You can tolerate a bit more.
Absolutely.
And
it's like, you know, if someone wants to be at home and they just want to do like, you know, 1-2 kilo squats to failure a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
And that's what suits them, and they get 100 reps out of it. 100 is probably a bit excessive.
Yeah,
Let's be realistic. Let's go 30. Sets of 30 or something. It's like, sure, you will get there, and if you have the time for that, amazing.
Yeah.
If you don't, like personally, I just want to get it in and out as fast as I can.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely better ways to go about it, but it's cool. Yeah.
So do we need to get to failure every time, or is it more... Okay. So just getting close?
Cut you off straight away. No.
So,
close.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think like anywhere from 1 to 3 repetitions shy seems to be all right.
Yes.
Like of failure. So it's like, I have this sort of saying, there's like 2 ways you can go about it. You can do the like sort of violence way, which is...
What is the violence way? I'm glad I'm not your client.
No, I'll do the more like monetary enticement way. So it's like, okay, Jess, you're lifting that weight. I can see it looks like, I'm guessing you probably could do more, but you're saying, nah, it's hard enough.
Yeah.
I say, Jess, if I gave you $100 and I asked you to do as many as possible, could you do any more? And if you're saying 10, I'm like, all right, we're up in the weights a bit. Yeah. But
Absolutely.
I think it's hard too. Like, how do you know what failure is? Mm-hmm. And I think that's where working through that with someone, especially if it's your first time, because you're not sure, and like, I think there's a lot of things like, oh, it's a bit scary, like pushing your limits.
Yeah.
But choosing something that is a bit disarming, like it could be whether it's like leg extension, like you're kind of locked in, you're fixed, it feels safe, you're familiar with the machine, but taking that all the way to the point where you're like, I actually can't fully extend my knees.
Yeah.
I think that's really helpful to get an idea.
Yeah, I love the lat pull down for
that?
example. Yeah, because people go, oh yeah, it feels good, and they let it up, and then it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
even bicep curls. Yeah, you just can't. So
Yeah.
it gives you a good gauge, but
Absolutely.
So getting 2 to 3 repetitions shy of failure is probably a good place to be if we're trying to optimize hypertrophy.
Yeah, and then I guess across the week then, what are we looking at for people to, if they're wanting to build muscle mass from a frequency perspective?
Yeah. So I mean, if we just think, how do we actually build muscle? Truly the most potent stimulus is resistance training. So we just have to engage.
Yeah. So the overall term for both strength and hypertrophy.
Yeah. We just need to engage in that resistance training at any point, and we will build more muscle than if we didn't at all. Mm-hmm. So that's got to be like the key message, I think, initially.
Yep.
Then it's like, how does that fit into your day? I mean, in sort of when we look at research, and there was a big umbrella review in 2023, and that showed that if you performed anywhere sort of from 4 to 10 sets, you're going to grow muscle mass, but an optimal sort of range of volume per week is probably 10 sets. If we can get 10 sets per muscle group, we're probably going to optimize our muscle growth.
Yeah.
There seems to be a trend though, if we do more and more, we do see greater muscle growth. But there's also to a point where if we're so cooked and fatigued that we're not going to recover and adapt. So
I think that's the good thing about like hypertrophy training though as well, for the sake of you can do it more frequently compared to if you're solely going for strength, and that if you're separating the two, you're going to need more rest period, and then you end up separating your days and you're probably not hitting it as frequently as what you want to, whereas I guess this style of training allows you to actually like go in and do it a couple of times a week, so you can do more full body sessions instead of having to split them up into like the classic back and bis, chest and tries, legs and glutes. So and like the frequency doesn't seem to matter as much either. It just is more about that total volume. Yeah, absolutely. And if we're getting to that intensity of like close to failure, so it's really great because then it's super flexible. Absolutely.
Like, you can figure out a routine that works for you and then fit it in when you can. And it can look like those movement snacks where it's, all right, well, I only have this amount of time today. Maybe I can get 2 sets or 3 sets of squats in if I'm trying to grow my legs. And then maybe you can repeat that a few times a week. And that's enough if that's what we're going for. Again, remembering just engaging in resistance training is so much better than not, and it will build muscle. It's a different story again, though. Like that, what's optimal? Probably 10 sets and definitely training hard. And if we can lift heavier, that is going to result in more growth. Absolutely. In your muscles. So
So if we were to summarize them from an optimal perspective, it'd be like loading probably on the higher side of the 30 to 70% 1 rep max. Frequency at least a couple of times a week.
I mean that's sort of physical activity guidelines. And it's probably just to encourage people to engage a few times, because if we think, well, the idea is you do all major muscle groups twice a week in those guidelines, then you're probably accumulating somewhere between, like, you might do like 2 or 3 sets per session. You've got at least 6 sets if you just did squats, but then surely you might do some leg extensions or you might do some lunges. So then you can see you accumulate closer to the 10 sets.
Absolutely.
So that's, that'd be awesome.
Awesome. And then
I think talk to like speed of reps. So there's a lot of hype around like the eccentrics and controlling, but what seems to matter more is just not having really slow reps. If your reps are too slow,
you're not doing nothing.
No, it's just taking too long, and we actually can move through the range.
Perfect. So, awesome. I think let's go into benefits.
Yes.
Probably more so as well, because there are benefits to actually doing hypertrophy versus
other than just
strength.
looking jacked for your race day photos.
Oh, that's my benefit.
Do you race?
No. Oh, yeah. In the water.
In the water?
I'm telling Sam I want to race him in the water.
Yeah.
Like, we want to do a swimming competition.
I'm happy to do a swimming comp.
But he's scared.
No, I just said I'm not training for it, so it's just like, well, if I win, I don't know. There's no...
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm mid-marathon block, so I'm probably not going to get in the pool, but I'm still happy to give it a crack. It'd be a funny challenge.
Fine. I reckon we need to do a hypertrophy challenge as well.
All right.
We'll let the jammers
I
decide.
mean, I'd be into that. We could make it relative.
Done.
Some old school girths.
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe the jammers can choose what muscle group.
I was going to say they can do.
I think that'd be cool.
I reckon out of biceps or quads though.
Well, we'd be fine now because we know like probably 10 sets. Close to failure.
Yeah, we know
frequency,
the guidelines.
Not so important as long as the reps aren't as slow as like, I don't know, a turtle in the race in the turtle v the hare. Yeah.
But the turtle came out on top, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. Anyway, benefits.
Benefits of muscles.
Benefits.
Of hypertrophy training, building big muscles.
Benefits
You've got
of being
just
jacked.
looking jacked in the mirror. That's pretty cool.
Yep, that's number
Feels
1.
good. Flex the mirror muscles.
Yep.
Awesome.
Cool.
Aside from the more aesthetic stuff, you've got like improvements in insulin sensitivity.
Yes.
So that's really important if we're thinking like blood sugar regulation.
Diabetes
also for people with diabetes or pre-diabetes, super important muscle mass.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's a reason why.
Yep.
I'd say too, like bone health.
Bone health.
Referencing episode number 2.
Go watch Ep 2.
Yeah. That's on bone health, but resistance training, hypertrophy training, just engaging in that's going to help with bone strength.
Agreed. Yeah. I think increase performance as well.
Oh,
so more acceleration, more power.
Having bigger muscles will help with your strength, so that's a key component.
Crazy.
So yeah,
so
I know.
Bigger
Isn't
muscles,
it great?
more strength.
Yep.
Crazy.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. It also helps with aging.
Yes.
Yes, or healthy aging.
Yeah.
To keep balance, because we know from, again, we probably touched on it in episode 2. Go watch it. The balance training, we need to have good strength and good muscle mass as well, and just helps with daily living. So like all your activities you would do at home, gardening, picking up boxes when you're moving houses. There's lots of things that it'll help
keeps
with
you
from
strong,
a daily living.
resilient, robust.
Absolutely.
Yeah, true. Like sarcopenia, so like that, just that gradual, muscle loss over time as we continue to age.
Yep.
Again, most potent stimulus to preserve that muscle is this style of training.
Absolutely.
Cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And we've given you the cheat sheet.
We really did. We just...
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There you go.
Yeah. And then I guess from a goals perspective then, like why would someone want to, other than those millions of benefits, why would someone want more hypertrophy versus strength? Or could they want both?
I think like that tortilla ad, when that little girl goes, why not have both in terms of soft or hard tacos?
Oh, I love that ad. Top tier.
Word of the episode thing, you know how we do the little secret code word?
Oh yeah, secret word. Tortilla girl.
Literally tortilla girl. Because there'll be an emoji. Yeah.
And a girl.
Girl. Yeah.
Taco and a girl.
Yeah.
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 Good. Oh.
Unreal.
Damn, we do have a timer, but we just haven't looked at it.
25 minutes. That's pretty decent.
I was going to say, and we're nearly done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good.
All right, so why would we choose
Yes, why
one or the
choose?
other?
I think it's like why not have both? So, and a lot of purely strength athletes, they'll do their compound lifts, so that's the major muscle type movements, so things like squat, bench, or deadlift.
Yeah.
And then they'll add their accessories in, because we do know to be stronger, having greater muscle mass and size helps.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's a key part of it. But I mean, someone might just be like, oh, yeah, I just enjoy that style of training.
Yeah.
Or it might be, maybe I'm going to do a bodybuilding comp. Like, that's probably more beneficial to build muscle. But
and I know we're joking a lot about like getting jacked, but like if that's your goal, literally, awesome. Then absolutely, there's a very clear way to go about that.
But you can literally have both.
Absolutely. And you probably will end up getting both regardless.
Which is great. Like, it's a win-win because of all those benefits. So,
so I guess it comes down to mostly your personal goals or preferences.
Yep.
But
I think,
I don't
again,
think it matters.
just engaging in resistance training in general, we know categorically, compared to not doing it, you're going to get stronger, you're going to build muscle. And that's the awesome part.
Absolutely.
So it's just like, the less complex it is, the more opportunities to move.
Yeah, for sure.
The better. Yeah.
Cool. And I think just to close it up as well, I reckon we should go through some myths.
Yes, let's myth bust.
I do have some written down.
Let's do it.
Briefly as well, we are going to be talking about recovery next week, which will tie into the hypertrophy side of things. Like if you recover well, the muscles will obviously grow a little bit better that way. So we're going to go into that in more detail next week. So we're just going to skip over it this week. For the sake of time. We've learnt.
We're growing. After last
episode. We're growing like muscles.
Nice.
That was the worst laugh ever.
Yeah. It was a funny joke.
Oh. Thanks. Besties. All right, myth number one. Mate. Myth number one.
Yep.
Okay, I get this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to get bulky or look like a man.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, true,
that's
false.
So fucking hard to do. Like, no joke. Yeah, we'll quack that out. I think the perception of getting bulky is just, like, not to be rude, it's just wild. Like, seriously, people spend years in the gym and they'll put on like very minimal muscle because it is really hard. And that's the point. That's why we're encouraging people to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're saying like just engaging in resistance training grows muscle.
Yeah.
But you're not going to see any muscle growth, like at least not before sort of 6 to 8 weeks. And it's not going to be like you've just grown 2 centimeters.
No.
That's to see any significant change.
Yeah. Yeah.
So...
And it's wild. A lot of people don't know that, but it's like, I think the perception going into it is like, if I touch a weight or if I do like one set of curls, I will be like too
Yeah.
bulky. And it's like, you might get a little pump,
Yeah.
but you don't know how hard it is to actually
No,
grow
no.
enough to become that bulky.
But again, that ties back to why it's so important to start resistance training young.
Yes.
To keep strong, to keep muscle mass, because we do lose it so quick. I think that's just how I dispel the myth. I think too, it's also, so you probably compare to like big, huge bodybuilders. I think first of all, they're typically like, we know from, again, research, recall, and just in the media, like there's a lot of sort of steroid use. So that's a huge factor of why that's the size. Plus they're eating so much food. So you've got to be in such a calorie surplus to grow to that size.
Yeah.
So honestly, like engaging in resistance training like twice a week isn't going to get you bulky.
You're not going to get bulky.
Hopefully that's a reassuring thing. Also, we know too that the areas we target, if we do more and more sets per week, if we train harder on those areas, that will grow them more. So even if we are concerned, then you could just limit that amount. Still train it, because strength's important, but also we know we can get stronger without necessarily building that muscle mass. So there's ways around it too. You don't have to feel like...
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Myth 2. You must train to failure each time.
Nah.
No.
And like chasing soreness is just, I think it's a trap.
I do too.
You dig yourself a hole and then because you're so sore you don't train, or you think maybe you're injured when you're really just like really overcooked, and then that reduces consistency and adherence.
To say, but I also think that's a big thing as well. It's like, why am I even doing it if I'm not getting sore? It's like they don't engage, or the barrier is they're not engaging in the exercise because they're like, oh well, I don't feel anything, so it's not working, so it's not worth my time. It's like no way.
We've all been there. Like I've been there. I'm like, and especially when you start new, sometimes like the muscle soreness, so DOMS, like delayed onset muscle soreness, where it's like maybe a day after or 2 days.
Yeah.
You can think you're injured. Like it can be so brutal.
Like, I can't sit on the toilet.
I've had times where I did bicep like 21s and then I couldn't straighten my arms for no joke 5 days. Like I had such DOMs, like, and it's a pain response.
Yeah.
But it's like, I guess we interpret it as good pain because we've done that, but it can be really intense. So it's just knowing we don't have to chase that.
Yeah.
It's more about that failure in the session. And as we improve, we're not going to be as sore. I think it contrasts that myth of, oh, well, if you're not sweating, you're not working hard enough. It's like, we all produce sweat at different rates. We have, I mean, we don't need to chase sweat for a good cardio session just as much as we don't have to have soreness for a good strength session.
Yeah. And last one. Pilates, Tai Chi, or yoga is enough, and I don't need to get muscles and look amazing.
Yeah.
Briefly, because I know you're very passionate about this one, and I think we're over again. But that's okay. They forgive us.
It's just like, return on investment, like time spent.
Yeah.
It's guideline care at the end of the day. There's a reason why strength training is recommended 2 days a week.
Yeah. Watch episode 3.
Yeah, watch episode 3 for guideline care.
Yeah.
And strength/resistance training, I use it interchangeably because it does both. But if we try and be correct, so resistance training 2 times a week.
Yeah.
That's why it's recommended, because it is so potent to build, preserve muscle, help with bone strength, all those sort of great stuff, versus things like Pilates, yoga, Tai Chi. They all have a place, but it definitely should not be replacing that.
No.
It's just time spent to like achieve muscle growth from those other modalities. You're going to be, I don't know, maybe 50 years down the track, and maybe you've built the same muscles as maybe just like, I don't know, a 12-week block of training hard.
Yeah.
So
cool.
It's just,
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully that will wrap us up.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys understand that. We tried to break it down quite, I was going to say easily.
Concisely.
Yes. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Key takeaways.
Yes.
Resistance training is elite.
Yes, it is.
Helps build muscle and strength.
Yep.
There's different ways we can target both, but I think just trying to achieve both is awesome.
Yeah.
If we're trying to be as optimal as possible, we want to lift as heavy as we feel like we're able to.
Yeah.
We want to do probably at least 10 sets per muscle group we're trying to target per week.
Yep.
And just not make the reps really slow. No. And everything else doesn't matter too much, as long as we get stronger, as we build more muscle, the weights increase alongside. So
absolutely. Yeah.
And maybe we don't have to do 50 reps of something. We can condense it to maybe 6 to 12 just for time's sake.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
Cool.
That's my summary.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. and watching.
Yeah.
Next week we'll be talking all things
recovery, which recovery is essential for building muscle.
Absolutely. It'll tie into all of the stuff we talked about, hopefully, in the past.
Recovery is important for just life.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And secret word, what did we say?
Taco girl.
That's a weird one. Taco girl. And then leave in the comments as well which muscle group you want Sam and I to verse in.
There's no point doing carbs.
Yeah, I've got nothing. And I think genetics are against me. I don't know if that's facts, but...
No, it is facts.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's good you mentioned that. Genetics play a huge part into muscle building. Doesn't mean you can't build muscle just as much as maybe it's a quick little caveat. Some people say, like, I've got these different health conditions, or I've got these different factors that influence that I can't build muscle, or maybe they feel like they can't.
Yeah.
You definitely can. It just might need a little bit of tweaking, and it might just take a little bit longer, and there might be a few more hurdles, but everyone will still respond the same because we're all humans. We're all alive if we're listening.
Oh my God.
And we're all bioplastic. Shout out episode 1.
Did we just shout out every episode?
Pretty much.
Oh my God, heck yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Bye, Jammers.
Bye, Jammers.
Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Jammers. Thanks again for hanging out with us on this week's episode of the BioJam podcast. If you want to keep the conversation going, feel free to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Sam and I are very happy to answer any questions you guys might have about this last episode or any episodes that we've done in the past. And if you want to just see updates about what's coming up or any behind the scenes fun, we also post it all over our socials as well. If you want to train smarter with us, you can actually do that. You can book in person or via telehealth at the Biomechanics Clinic in Melbourne, Australia. We will leave a link in our Instagram that will take you to the booking page for the biomechanics. We would love to help you move stronger and feel better. And I think anyone else working in our team would also love to do the same. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the podcast around with a friend or family member. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And we love to hear from you guys. So until next time, keep jamming.